YouTube. So, have no idea what happened to my shooting tips video, so let's do it again. So, to start out, 357 is empty, and just like I said before, the part of your finger you want to use is right here, the flattest, fingerprintiest part of your finger, and you can see there's no left or right to the gun when you do that. If you go too far in, so closer to the joint, and you do this, you can see, it's even more so with the heavier double action trigger, you can see it go this way slightly, because you are pulling, part of your pressure is pulling on the side of the trigger, so it'll go this way a little bit. If you do the exact opposite and go too close to the fingertip, you have the same thing, well, the opposite thing. You go this way because you're putting part of your pressure on the side of the trigger, so you move the gun this way. If you're pulling straight, a little too far, you can see. If you're pulling perfectly straight, you'll notice no movement. There will be none. The heavier the trigger, the more this is true. The further the distance you're shooting, the more obvious it's becoming. So, it's something to totally keep in mind when you're shooting. If you're shooting spot on, if your elevation's perfect, but you're shooting to the left or to the right, it's almost always your finger placement. Almost always. I mean, if you've dropped your gun or something, it could be that you've thrown the sights off a little bit. More often than not, it's your finger. So, there is one thing on here I was slightly wrong about before. So, I will amend what I said. And that is with having your non-dominant hand, having your elbow bent. Now, the reason you would do this is weight. The recoil will not change at all. It is all weight supporting. One of my friends pointed this out to me while we were shooting, because I was shooting my Thompson Contender. It's got a 12-inch barrel. It's got a scope on it. It's very heavy. And that's exactly how I was shooting it. Because you're the exact same, it's just a weight. Because basically you have 3 different grips you can use with 2 hands. You could add a 4th and just one-handed. You can hold your wrist, which puts both hands in alignment with the gun, and will put recoil down both arms. Your dominant will take most of it, but your non-dominant will take part of it. Secondly is a more traditional 2-handed grip, which will still put some recoil, but less, on your non-dominant, and will put some of the weight on your non-dominant. So it's kind of your in-between, and then of course, bending your non-dominant arm will put none of the recoil on that arm, but will put quite a bit of the weight on it. So weight reduction, the balanced, and recoil reduction. So that's kind of your 3 grips that you've got to choose from. Oh, excuse me, guys. So, just to throw in a little something extra, for those of you who are watching this again, is just a quick tip if you have to use your gun in clearing, like going through your house, because you hear something in the middle of the night. And that is, generally, it is better to go to your dominant side and then check your non-dominant. I mean, unless, of course, you hear something on your non-dominant, or your room is longer to your non-dominant and you can see most of your dominant side. But saying your room is about the same, say you're walking into a perfect square room, you're going right in the middle of it, and you think there's someone in here but you're not sure where. It is better to check your dominant and then non-dominant side, because on your non-dominant, you can have your arm out across your body much quicker. If you try to swing over to your dominant side, you can't do that, because this arm will be bent if you try to go across your body. You have to turn your body and aim that way. So you notice my body does not have to be turned going towards your non-dominant side. My body can totally be facing this way, going into the room. I go to check this side, and the swing over this way is much quicker because this arm is straight across the body, and you can see your non-dominant is bent. Going the other way, you can't do that unless you shoot both-handed, in which case it's really then not a non-dominant side because you're ambidextrous and good for you. So that's the extra little thing. So that's it for this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.